Hello, my name is Ivana Uwade, and I'm the creator of the Facebook group page JK Lifestyle and Travel. Today we'll be talking with Adrienne Jones. She's the owner of Beas Teas, and I'm glad that she could be here today. Hi, how are you, Adrienne?
Hi, doing good. How are you, Yvonne?
I'm fine.
Hmm.
Adrienne, what made you create your company?
These Illness Teas started basically from my experience with illness. Back in 2016, I was diagnosed within a month of each other with pericarditis, viral pericarditis, which is uh, inflammation and fluid around the heart, rheumatoid arthritis, and also Hashimoto's thyroid disease. And I was going back and forth to the doctors with no remedy. They were trying different medications on me for the heart condition. I had two different cardiologists at the time. They had me on bed rest. At 34 years old, I was unable to care for my family. I was unable to walk for a long distance or short distance without running out of breath, things like that, because the pericarditis, it affects your pericardial sac, which is, connected to your heart, but it also is kind of connected to your back. Sorry, there's a
Swallowable way.
so I was in a lot of pain and just in bad shape. Even though it was determined that the pericarditis was a viral, they were giving me like antibiotics and things like that. It just wasn't working. So I got to the point where I was not really ready to give up, but I just didn't know what kind of hope there would be at that point with taking all the medications. And what I did notice is that as I took those medications, I was kind of not feeling better. I was feeling worse, to be honest. My spirits were down. It was just a bad time. So one day I just started looking into the use of natural herbs. So started with a Google search, herbs for inflammation, because I knew I had inflammation around my heart. And I also knew that the rheumatoid arthritis was also inflammation related. I knew those things. So that's when I came across turmeric, using turmeric for inflammation. And then I saw things like, okay, hibiscus is good, but it has great vitamin C. I knew my immune system needed the vitamin C. So I just started researching herbs, and then I would go to the grocery store and just buy like the boxes of herbs any boxes of herbs that I can find that I had looked up. I would buy them, and I would literally I have my cup here. I would have like a cup probably with 10 bags hanging out of it of different herbs, because at the time there was no blends like I have, available to get. Like that didn't exist at the time. So I started mixing those together, and things just I started feeling better. Um, and at one point, I just got to where I stopped taking the medications that the doctors were prescribing, to be honest. And I don't recommend that. I'm not going to say to do that, but slowly as I started feeling better, I weaned myself off of those and just continued with the herbs. And within 2 months, I was cleared to go back to, normal life. I literally saw the fluid and inflammation leave my heart on the echo. At the cardiologist's office, the pain from the rheumatoid arthritis was non-existent. My thyroid was back to it had gotten enlarged. It was back to normal size. Some of the nodules had started to kind of get better, things like that. So I just continued that. And then at the time, I was documenting my healing journey on my Healing Through Nature Instagram. So I had people asking as they saw. I was showing progress. I was showing herbs. I was showing a lot of things, keeping people up to date, because I just felt the need to share that, with whoever would listen. And so I was documenting at the time, and I would have so many people inboxing asking questions. What herb do you take for this? How'd you heal that? Or how's your, what medications are you taking for rheumatoid arthritis? And I would say none. I'm just drinking my turmeric tea every day and whatever, natural. And then, that would inspire people. So I was literally telling them which blends to go buy from the store from, you know, companies like Yogi Tea, Traditional Medicinals, anything you can find in the store or on Amazon, you know, is where I was getting it from. And then that prompted me to kind of, literally one day I cut open one of those tea bags to see like how the herbs looked, what was in it or whatever. And I saw, you know, it was nicely grounded up. They were doing the job for me, but it prompted me to kind of look into looking for like higher quality herbs and looking into loose teas instead of the, you know, bag tea. Because the loose tea, you have the whole leaf or the whole flower or whatever, as opposed to ground ingredients. So I started looking into that for myself. And also too, it helped because I could literally put all the blends together in one little, you know, make one blend and just put that in my cup instead of having like 10 different tea bags hanging out of my cup, you know. So
I think that's really good. I think that's really good because you researched it. Because of your own health, you went, you took that step. Let me try another avenue because the traditional one wasn't working. So when it started working and when you documented it, other people saw it, saw your journey, saw the results, and said, well, let me try it. Let me try it.
absolutely. So it became just me, you know, instead of recommending those other blends, I'm like, well, I'm making this for myself. Let me just see, you know, if this can help someone else. Let me see if I can package these blends up in an easy to figure out way, so that, you know, people can easily say, well, I know I have this problem. So, and then here's this nice package of herbs already together for you that should help your problem. So every blend that I have, I've tested out on myself. We currently have 16 blends. The 17th blend will actually be launched next week. And Beas Wellness Teas is named after my grandmother, my late grandmother. She passed away in '98 from lung cancer, very hard worker. I just felt like her name, you know, this company, her name would just be a nice way for her legacy to live on, which made it amazing because everything has bee in it. So if you need some rest, you can get bee rested. It's that simple, you know.
What type of conditions do you have teas for?
Inflammation. I have a few here. So
Okay.
this is a sample size of the Inflammation Be Gone. Sample size pack. We have sample size packs of teas, and then we have the full size. The main question I get asked is, where do I start? You have 17 different blends. I have all these issues. I may have anxiety. I may have issues with sleeping. I have a little bit of inflammation. I want something for my immune system. Where do I start? I always recommend to customers that they start with their most prevalent concern. You start working on one, you know, and then maybe the second one, but I don't recommend just going and buy everything because it can, even though they're packaged nicely and you know what they do, it can get overwhelming, even just to try to schedule in every day that cup of tea or that blend that you need. I still have, like, I literally had to get used to this. I'm going to have this one in the morning. I'm going to have this one in the afternoon. I'm going to have this one. You know, I know the ones that I need. I know the herbs that I need to kind of keep my health going. So that's kind of the point that I want my customers to get to, where they have their go-to blends. But just starting out, I have a lot of customers that have inflammation issues. Now, turmeric removes inflammation from all over the body. So it's not just oh, my joints hurt. I mean, you could have your sinuses could be inflamed. For me, it removed inflammation from around my heart. So it just depends on, you know, what your issue is. But this one is kind of like a cure-all. You know, if you have sinus issues, if you have, turmeric does so much. So this one is probably, I would still say, the best seller. Plus, it tastes good. You could drink this one hot or cold. It tastes great either way. You can make an iced tea. A lot of my customers make an iced tea out of this. That way they can remember, okay, I'm going to have something to drink. Let me go to the fridge and just pour it instead of having to, you know, they make it by the picture and have it like that available. And you're still getting the health benefits. Add a little honey to it. Tastes great. Be Energized. This is an energy blend. It has green tea in it. All of the blends except for this one and the Be Ready, which is launching next week, they're all herbal. This is the only one that contains caffeine. That's another concern a lot of times with my customers. They don't want the caffeine because, you know, some of them are trying to quit coffee, things like that. So I recommend this one for energy, but also too for anyone who's kind of—
What's it called? Because I can't hardly see it. What's it called?
This one is Be Energized.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
This one is one of my favorites, Discomfort Be Gone. It is marketed as a digestive support. So it's only ginger, licorice root, and peppermint. However, that one you could call it a cure-all because, and that's what I try to do now. Yes, they're marketed for as a stomach blend, but that is perfect for headaches and migraines because the ginger and the peppermint are both really good rescue herbs for headaches.
Okay.
Cold.
I'm learning
So,
something myself.
it's really helpful to not, what I want my customers to do, and I send out on my email and stuff, I will send out things like, I do herb of the week now. So they can know, okay, yes, I bought Discomfort Be Gone for my stomach, but oh shoot, I just got a stomach virus. What can I do right now? Besides grabbing Imodium, which is going to hold it in instead of letting it out, what can I do? Well, yes, you can use a discomfort for that, but also do you know that you can use that for that migraine that you might have? So I'm trying to teach also too that herbs are very versatile and that like the blends are very versatile. Just like this one, Be Calm. Be Calm is a stress support.
Okay.
But Be Calm also for some of my customers, this is fine for a sleep blend. I have Be Rested, which is mostly chamomile, but Be Calm has chamomile in it as well. So it could be used to help calm you, but it can also be used for some that, have issues with resting. Also, Be Calm has cinnamon in it. And cinnamon is a good anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon also helps to regulate the blood sugar. So, it's like the possibilities are endless of what these herbs can do in each specific blend. So I want it to be known that, you might be purchasing it for one thing, but it can also help other things, and just instead of just taking my word for it, I would like customers to kind of start researching herbs and seeing, okay, I have this here. What else can it do? Look it up and see. It's that simple. So, and that's how it started for me, just looking it up and seeing and, going from there, and it just worked out. So, that's pretty much, I guess, the story behind the company itself, and how the blends help me to be able to help other people. I do try to emphasize the idea that it's not a quick fix. It took me a few months to start feeling better, but I have to drink these every day. If I want to maintain the health that I'm maintaining now, I do have to drink them every day, because it's some of them are adaptogenic, like the anxiety blend. It's adaptogenic, which means your body adapts to the herbs, the holy basil, the ashwagandha. It helps your adrenals, right? Mm-hmm. So if you drink 1 cup, you'll feel better because you have the ashwagandha and the holy basil in your system, right? But let's say you skip tomorrow and the next day, the levels of those herbs have dropped down and your body doesn't have them there to adapt to, to the herbs. So like ones like that, you have to drink every day. Just like you get, people in the mindset of I have to take my medication every day. This is the same thing. It's a lifestyle thing. It's not just a quick fix in most cases.
I was going to ask you, is there a special way that you would brew these? I know one time I was talking to someone and it's almost a science to brewing the tea. I just always boil my water and stuff my tea bag in, but is there any special way that you would brew these teas?
It's really best to have an infuser. An infuser, especially for the loose teas, because infuser, it has the mesh. So you get all the, you want to pour the water onto the infuser to kind of activate the herbs. However, for quick on the go, to me, it's not, there is a science to drinking tea. I'm not about that. Okay. For me, my customers, a lot of them are not tea drinkers. I'm converting them over to being tea drinkers just for the health benefits. So I don't want anything overwhelming where you're like, oh, I have to drink it this way, or I have to make sure the water,
water temperature is right. Yeah. And I only put it in there for a minute or two before okay, that's good.
The directions say steep 1 teaspoon in 8 ounces of water. And the only one is different. Your green tea, you don't want to steep as long. To be energized is only 1 to 3 minutes. The other blends are herbal. Herbal blends are better at 212 degrees. normally.
Mhm.
Do I measure the water temperature? No. The only thing I am against 200% is that microwave. Stay away from the microwave. Do not warm your water up in the microwave.
Why not?
That changes the chemical composition of the water, because you've got the waves from the microwave that are not really. That's why they say don't stand in front of the microwave. Don't hold. Sometimes people stand directly in front. That's still radiation, and so you're changing the chemical composition of your water. It's better if you don't have what I have here that I use, and it may not get it to 212 degrees, but that's what works for me. You have one of those water machines that heats and cools water. You can get cold water and hot water, the big barrels of water. I have that here. That's what I use for my teas. When I don't have that available, it's an old school kettle on the stove. They don't take that long. It just depends on, but I also get to that, somebody may be at work and they don't have anything but the microwave. Just make it your last resort if you don't have any other options. Still getting the herbs in you, it's somehow is still better than not getting them at all. But if you're at home, I don't recommend making the microwave like your normal way of heating up your water. I also too, like I'm drinking right now Be Radiant. I'll start off the morning with like either Be Radiant or Be Ready or something like that. And I don't drink it out while it's hot. It sits. Like I'll forget about it. I'll go back to it. So, however you can get the herbs in, to me, is how you get them in. It's not, most people say, oh, you need to drink it while it's hot. And, no. This right now is room temperature, and I'm just fine with it, With iced teas, you can make those ahead of time by the pitcher, put them in the fridge and drink those. It's really no wrong way, in my opinion, to do it. I'm not that type of, tea connoisseur where you have to have the perfect elements. To me, getting the herbs in you is the most important thing. So,
Adrienne, could you just tell me your website, please?
The website is www.beas, Beas wellness, WELLNESS teas with an S.com. Also, you can find us on Instagram and on Facebook. And I post regularly, and I try to email regularly. Like I said, I'm into educating about the herbs as well, not just drink this tea, but I want customers to understand what they do and how versatile they are. So that's my mission right now, is to empower customers to take care of their health, but also empower them to kind of research and understand exactly what these herbs are doing, for them. And just understanding that, nature provides us a lot of what we need. We just have to be open to, receiving and accepting what nature has to offer us. So.
Okay, well, thanks for meeting with me today. Thanks for talking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I learned a lot about these teas. I will be trying one. I have to admit, I did buy one from you, and I bought the infuser, and it's very good. It tastes good.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you, and hopefully we'll, have more meetings like this. We can spread the word together.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye, Adrienne.
Bye-bye.